Alright, what's going on guys? gdoggcasey here, bringing you a little bit of iRacing content, although there will be no racing in this video. Because it is a bye week for the NIS, because I've had several computer issues in the past, well not in the past, but during this last week, and because I really didn't have the patience to deal with Rockingham this week, which is sort of like the off-week race that you can do with the fixed truck series and the fixed Xfinity series. I decided that this week, while I was recovering the computer and getting a whole bunch of stuff dealt with, which, by the way, all should be resolved, but that said, I leave that open to potential future issues that sometimes pop up. But I mean, for now, everything looks good. I'm getting everything back under control, and all of that is going to be detailed in the next actual channel update video, so I'm not going to focus too much on that in this video. But what I wanted to do for this video was let's take a look at our season standings in the series that we've been taking part in and see, who's around us, where are we in the standings, and that type of thing. So I did check a couple of them because I wanted to make sure I knew how to find them. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to results and stats, and we're going to go to series stats. And we'll start with the bottom one, which is the truck series. So I have been racing the Skip Barber just off camera, just for fun, because, I don't know, road racing is still fun, and I was just kind of missing it a bit. So we are focusing on our series on YouTube. We are focusing on the Open series here. So we're going to be looking at Class C Open, Class B Open, as well as NIS Open and Fixed. Okay, so let's go ahead. Class C, we are in Division 8. We'll click Go. And I did check this one. We are actually in 6th position so far, despite having an average start of 13th and an average finish of 12th. We have 28 incidents, which is actually much less than most of these people here. Granted, we have far fewer races as well. So I'm not exactly sure how that adds up with 28. We have 8 races and 28 incidents. Chris Butler, who we've raced with several times, has 14 races and 56 incidents. This guy's doing really good with 14 incidents up here, but only 9 starts. Corey Smith, I've seen him before as well. So we're actually in 6th place in the C Open division with the trucks. And we are right behind Chris Butler, who I've raced with. Corey Smith, like I mentioned before, I definitely remember racing with him. Let's see, any other names that we recognize? Christopher Bird, I think I recognize. Daisy, this is not the time to be standing in front of the computer. Yeah, I mean, I don't actually recognize much of these other names here, but pretty surprising to see that we are in 6th place. We only have 5 weeks counted because for the truck series specifically, we missed Daytona at the start, and we missed Atlanta as well. Because I didn't actually think to start the series like the way that I wanted to do it until after Atlanta. So that kind of sucks, but next season we'll have a much more complete thing. What I noticed when I looked it up is that it looks like we have 5 drop weeks. So I've already used Atlanta for the truck series. I've already used Daytona, and now apparently I am using Rockingham as well. So we'll try to make sure we don't use any more drop weeks in the future. But there we go, 6th place for the Open Truck Series, which is actually not too bad. All right, next up, the Open B Series, and I have a feeling we're in Division 10 here, so we're right at the bottom. So, in 5 years from now, when I'm Division 1, we'll know that we came right from the bottom. And this one was even worse because actually we are not even on the front page. There's a lot of names here I recognize. Again, Corey Smith 3, Chris Butler. I think Cody Natmiller, I might recognize him. James Sweat, I've raced with him a few times. Craig Hawkins has taken me out a couple times. I remember him specifically. Matthew Napolitano, I know him. Irvin Sweat, I know him as well. I wonder if they're related. They might be. I've raced with them. Eric Porter, I've raced with him a few times. I think he subscribed to the channel, actually. So that's interesting. RJ Fordyce, I remember a couple instances of having close racing with that guy and having fun. And I don't know, maybe Todd Gilly. We are on the following page, though. Right here in 29th. Ray Weeks, I've seen him. Yeah, so we're in 29th here. So what we got is 12 starts, average start of 16th, average finish of 13th, 50 incidents, which is pretty high. never led a lap. We have 1 top 5. That was that Auto Club race. So not doing too well here in the B Series. And when I first started with the B Series, there's a couple more names I recognize, by the way. Don Avery, Travis Turner. Yeah, I don't know. Ray Buchanan, Ray Bachman, maybe. So I've been struggling pretty heavily with the B car because it's just proving to be much looser than I am really okay with. So I'm still working on it. I'm going to continue working on it, and I'll touch on that towards the end of this video. All right, so that's that one. So we only got a couple more to look at. Let's start with the NIS Fixed, because the NIS Fixed I care about a little less than the NIS Open. So, boom. Go. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I changed my mind. NIS Open first. Because the thing is that there's going to be people in this series who have, like, amazing setups, and I won't always have it. But look at that. We're actually in 6th place in Division 6 in the NIS Open. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Yeah. So, there we go. Hey, there's Ian. This guy watches our stream every once in a while. I watch his stream every once in a while. Trevor Hawkins, I recognize. Dylan Phillips, I recognize. Robert Winley, I recognize. A lot of these people. James Sweat again. There's a few that I don't. But, yeah, so again, average start of 16th, average finish of 13th. Not as many laps. We only race once per week here. So it's a little bit more realistic in that sense. But, yeah, again, in 6th place. So hopefully we'll be able to improve on that as we go forward. And then the Fixed Series, which is one where everyone uses the same setup. So I suppose I have the best chance as any in order to do better than some of these guys. And we're in 11th place here. We have 1 extra week counted. We average start 17th, average finish 13th. So an average finish of 13th is really not all that bad, considering there's usually 30-plus racers. So it's not too bad. Incidents are relatively low, but could be lower considering the amount of starts. Although, again, there's not a lot of starts here with these people, and we're right around the same amount of incidents. So I suppose that's pretty good. So, yeah, again, most of the same names here. There's Ian Bonta ahead of us there. Travis Parker. Dylan Phillips, more names that we recognize somewhat anyway. Yeah, so that's actually, I found this kind of interesting. You know, since it's a bye week for the NIS, I figured why not actually just show you guys the standings and, you know, cover it that way. We'll be able to come back to this every once in a while. I'll try to remember to do that for weeks, I think it's week 16. I don't remember what week the chase starts in real life. Whenever that happens, I'll come back and we'll do an update on the standings and see if we would have made the chase in our particular series. You know, just for some interesting information there. But yeah, so that's going to be the standings for our iRacing series that we take part in. The C Fixed truck races, the C Open truck races, the B Open Xfinity races, and the NIS with the Cup cars, Open and Fixed. We're usually hovering around the same area in the standings, although for the Xfinity car we drop pretty low, so we'll try to improve on that. But that said, I am changing up my mindset a little bit, because what always happens during these races is I start off and I say I'm going to race safe, but what I end up doing is trying to find, like, I still race as fast as I can, and I find like a little bubble where I belong. But what's been happening is I've been tearing up my tires way too quickly. After having some conversations with a couple of you guys who are helping me out in the comments, I'm learning that maybe for this season, since it's my rookie season, I should be focusing mostly on just trying to figure out how the hell to conserve my tires. And a lot of that has to deal with throttle control, which is one of my biggest problems. So going forward, we're at least going to have a few weeks, probably several weeks, where we're going to focus more on riding around in the back and trying to preserve our tires for those long runs. And what I'm hoping is going to happen is that I'll probably conserve too much early, you know, and I'll just fall way far back and never really catch up to anyone. But then I'll start pushing it a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more, and eventually find that sweet spot where, yeah, I might fall back early, but I will end up bringing it back on those long runs when everyone else is chewing up their tires. That's the hope anyway. So we'll see how that goes. So even though I said that I hope I can improve on some of these positions, I might not be, because I'm really going to be focusing on tire conservation and throttle control and that type of thing. So, don't expect too much too much high finishes for me in the next few weeks or months even. But I think as long as I can come out of this season better than I came into it, then that's really going to be the major win. And eventually we'll be able to start pushing in these standings for, high positions. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the thumbnail issue. My wife is actually formatting her computer as well, and she's the one who makes all the thumbnails. So I actually don't have any thumbnails for the time being, but I will get those fixed up as soon as we can. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week when we race on Bristol.